morning, everyone. It is the final day of the 12 days of command. So we've made it to day 12 here on the 22nd, just in time for the holidays. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you're going to have a fantastic holiday. Looking forward to that. So today we're going to talk all about command and the command app. So I'm going to drop a couple things in chat that are some resources for you. The first thing that I'm going to drop in chat is a link to our regional YouTube channel, and that is what will have all of the recordings, including today's. So we'll have all of the recordings that will be kept there from the entire 12 days. So if you weren't able to attend all of them, or you want to go back and rewatch anything, excuse me, we'll have all of those in there, and those will be labeled as the day and the topic that we had. The second link in there is going to be the link to our regional Facebook page, which you're welcome to follow and like. That's where we'll post any upcoming events that we have at a regional level, whether they're technology or whether they're more in-person agent events. So we'll post that. And then the final link is all about the command app. And that's just going to take you to the homepage of all of the different resources that you'll have for the command app, which is really, really incredible. So I'd love to, just to kind of kick us off, so I have some sort of understanding of kind of who we have in the room. And again, if I haven't had the chance to meet you, my name is Cydne Seymour. I'm the regional technology trainer for the Carolinas region. So if you guys can just do me a favor and just drop this is just a really easy yes or no question in chat. Have you used the command app yet? Just a yes or a no in chat. Okay, so kind of getting a yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so awesome. We're getting really fantastic feedback from people that have used it, that they really like it. So I'm really excited to spend the next 25 minutes or so with all of you, where we'll actually go through the app and some of the best practices that you can use within the app. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to share my screen, and I am going to be sharing my phone. So give me 1 second while I just pull that up. Perfect. And if you guys can just give me a thumbs up if you're able to see my screen right there. Okay, perfect. So this is my phone. So we're going to go into command. So let me turn on my cursor so we can see that as well, just to make it nice and easy for everything. So the command app is this one right here that looks like it's got a red background and then it's got a white KW. You can find it in either the App Store through your iPhone, or you can find it in the Play Store if you're using an Android device. You can search for KW, and then if you just do like a colon, I believe it'll come up. So KW command, if you just search for that, it will come up. The first time that you're logging in, it's going to ask you to use your username and password. This is the same username and password that you use to log into command. So same sort of thing. So if you don't know what your password is, you can actually go in when you're logging into command. There's a forgot password at the very bottom. If for some reason you don't need that, your username for command is not going to be case sensitive. Your password is. So that might just be a little bit of a hint for you guys. And so once we've downloaded it, we're then able to easily log into it. And what we're going to do today is just go through a really nice tour of the app, but also really talk about what are some best practices, how we can use this app maybe in our daily lead generation or as we're just building our business out. So like always, you guys, I have chat open on my other screen over here. So if you see me looking over there, I'm just looking at chat. And then feel free, if you're comfortable, to unmute yourself, ask questions, interact, engage as much as you would like to. Or I'll be checking chat. If you have any questions or you want to drop anything in there, we can do that. All right, so we're going to get started. Again, last day of the 12 days of command. And so we're going to talk about all about the command app today. So when we first log into the command app, or when we first pull up our screen, you'll notice that it's going to have the day right up here. It's going to have notifications over to the right. We'll talk about those in just a moment. And then we've got contact task, who to contact, and then some things to know. So this is your dashboard when we first log in. Now it's worth noting, this is the first version of the command app. So you'll notice the first version of the command app really has your dashboard, task, and contact integration. In future versions where we'll see updates to that, that's where we'll see the rollout and we'll have ability to access opportunities and different applets. So remember, this is the first version that we're looking at, with additional versions and additional features rolling out with updates very, very soon. Sharon, does this show the tabs that you would see on the desktop version? So this is exactly as it will look, Sharon. That's a great question. So at the bottom, if you notice, it's the same icons that we see on the desktop version. So we've got your home, which think of that as your dashboard. It's just a bit of a different layout there on the mobile. Contacts is going to be right next to that. And then tasks is going to be right next to that. And then as this continues to build out, we'll have additional applets that you'll have access to there. So let's talk about tasks. We'll go into that first, and we have two ways of going into tasks. We can either go directly from our home screen, where we can click on either of the boxes here, either due today, due soon, or past due, or we can come right down here to the center. That is also your tasks applet. So we can go in either way. So I'm actually going to go in. I just have two that are past due. These are my test tasks. So I'm going to go in and take a look at that. And I'm actually, bear with me while I just create a new task. So I'm just going to make this call, and then we'll contact this person. So I'm just adding myself in really quickly as a task so we can see what this really looks like. And then we're going to mark that as a task. Perfect. Okay, so if I just go back to my home screen, I'm going to go into what I have due today, because I want to walk through that with you guys first. So if I have tasks that are due today, I can access those by just clicking right here where it says due today. And then one of my favorite features here in the tasks is we have the ability to toggle by call tasks or non-call tasks. So what's really nice is we can use this, the app, on the go to really work on our lead gen. So I know sometimes we maybe host an open house and we think that people are going to be coming in droves, and then we're kind of sitting there eating all the cookies or waiting for people, right? Or we might be in waiting for our delivery at Walmart or Target for whatever we're getting, and we maybe have 15 minutes to spare. So we could actually come in here and we could see who do we need to be calling, and we could do that very easily on the go. So if I click on that toggle, it's going to show me tasks that are just phone call tasks. So not like reach out to this person on Facebook or anything like that. These are just phone calls. And then I'll show you some really, really great functionality. So you'll see the task name right here. I just said call. This is the contact associated with it. This is the due date. Anytime that you're in the app and you see something that's this kind of this bluish greenish color, that's actually a link that's going to allow you to do something. So if I click on the call button, it's going to pop up at the bottom. Now I'm on an iPhone, so that's the way mine's going to display here. If you were on an Android, it just might pop up just a little bit differently. So down here, it knows the phone number associated with this contact. So this is going to pop up, and it's going to allow me to call this contact directly from my phone. Now, this is using your phone number. So if any of you guys are using Twilio, which is our third-party vendor that we can use for automatic smart plans or call forwarding, this is not integrated with Twilio yet. So when I am calling this person, it's calling from your actual cell phone number. So I'm going to click on that because I want to call them. Then it's going to pop up and say, yep, I want to make that phone call. And then for some reason on Zoom, it then blocks out when I'm actually calling. But if you guys could see it, it's actually calling myself right now through the phone. I'm going to say, okay, we had a great conversation. I'm going to hang up. And then here's what I really, really love. A box immediately pops up that says, would you like to add this call to Cydne's timeline? So do I want to add that I had a phone call or some sort of interaction? I've got the option to say no or yes. I'm going to say yes. And then a box pops up. It knows that I made a phone call. It knows the date that I made the phone call because I did it right now. And then I've got an option. Did they not answer? Did I leave them a voicemail? Or did we have a conversation? I'm going to say that we had a conversation. So I'm going to say that I called to say happy holidays. I could also voice speak this if I prefer to do that, but we'll just type it right now. Called to say happy holidays. She is traveling for New Year's. So whatever I want to remember about any conversation, I'm just going to type that. And then I've got a save button at the top right. I'm just going to hit save. And then it's going to say, do I want to mark this task as complete? I'm going to say, yes, I've completed that task. and then it shows me, it looks like I don't have any more tasks that are due for the day. So call tasks through here are really, really fantastic, with the ability then for you to automatically enter the details of the conversation, whatever you had for that. So let's say that I want to come in here and I want to see leads who I've never contacted or recently active. Those are just smart views under my contacts. So I can click directly on that. It'll take me right into my contacts where it's showing those smart views. So if you guys are running Facebook ads, if you're really getting your website out there or your consumer app and you want to see who's active, just make sure you're paying attention to these two, because that's going to show you in real time anybody that you haven't reached out to that's a lead, or anybody that's been recently active. Also really nice down here, we've got some things to know under birthdays and anniversaries. Now, what's really nice about the Command app is it integrates with Command, right? It's just the Command version through the app. However, if I don't have details here, so if I don't have birthdays for all of my contacts or anniversaries for all my contacts, it's never going to show anything here. So we've really been talking, and your Market Center tech trainers have been talking about what are some things that you can do as an agent to make sure that you're really using the Command app at the highest level. And one of my top tips would be, do I have all the details that I want of my contacts? And you'll see when we actually go through contacts in just a moment, I think that'll really show up there as well. But again, the birthdays are really cool if I have any birthdays. The anniversaries are really great if I have any anniversaries. So these are birthdays and home anniversaries. And then this will automatically pull profit share in on or around the 21st of each month. And it'll show you how much you've made for profit share there. One of my other favorite features, just do me a favor, you guys, and I see a question, can you email from here? You can, and I'll show you how to do that. But one of my favorite features is, have you guys ever received a notification? So maybe like a lead is on your website or something came in and you know you need to do some sort of follow-up with that, but you just can't stop what you're doing immediately to follow up. Has that ever happened to you? Just a yes or a no in chat of something comes in and you're like, oh, I got to do that. But you're rushing out the door for a listing presentation, or you're rushing out the door to do something, right? And so we can't stop everything that we're doing right now. And so we want to make sure that's important that we're following up. Yeah, so I'll show you one of my favorite features. And it's a little bit hidden, so just make sure you're paying attention to this. So you'll see that up here at the top right, these are all of the notifications that we will have through the app. So I'm going to click on my notifications. A lot of mine are obviously about Twilio. So I've got unread notifications, and then I can go in and access my read notifications. So I'm going to look at my unread, and I'm going to see that down here, this person logged into my site. So this person logged into my website. And so maybe I might get that notification and I think, oh, they logged in. I want to make sure that I follow up with them, or that's a great reason to reach out to them or to have a phone call with them. But I can't stop what I'm doing right now. You guys can do a couple things here. One thing is, if I click on these three dots over here, I have the ability to mark that as read. So if I'm like, okay, I already had a conversation with them, I don't need to see that anymore. However, what is really, really amazing is I can also add this as a task. So I can say, this person logged in and I want to make sure I create a task to follow up with them tomorrow or the next day or whenever it is. And so up here under task name, I'm going to say call lead. It's someone that logged in. And then the description is already there. This is the name of the contact, has logged in. It's that the due date is today. And then if I scroll down, it already has that contact associated with it. So it's going to automatically pull in the task and then in the description what they did. And then all I have to do is hit that save button and it's going to save that directly for me. So that, I think, is really, really incredible that from these notifications up here, I can create a task. You'll also get notifications compliance wise. So maybe you get a notification that your document has been returned for whatever reason, and you can't immediately stop what you're doing and log in and take care of that, but you want to make sure that you do. Quickly create a task from it for you to go in later in the day or tomorrow and to update those documents. So just really nice functionality there. The other thing when we're looking at read notifications is maybe you see, oh, I said that I read that agent site notification, but I want to leave that as unread. I actually want that to go back and I haven't read it because that's going to trigger me. I can do that by clicking on those 3 dots again, marking as unread, which moves it over, adding a task to this as well, or deleting it if I know I never need to see that notification again. So just some really nice increased functionality that we also have under notifications there. All right, let's dive into contacts, because this I think is probably contacts in the home screen is where you'll probably spend a lot of time. So we're going to go into contacts by just clicking at the bottom of the screen. We've got the little applet right there that says contacts. You've got all of your contacts here. Now, when we talk about cleaning up your contacts, this is where you'll really see why that's important as well. You'll notice that I've got, let me just scroll down to a contact that I don't really have. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to call April. I actually can't make a phone call or a text to her. I can only email her because I don't have, if these are grayed out, that means that you don't have that contact information for her. So I won't be able to call directly through here. I won't be able to text. I will be able to email because I do have the email address. So let me actually go into, I'm going to search up here and I'll show you something that might seem really tiny. However, when we have a lot of contacts, this is really nice. So I'm just going to search for myself, just my first 3 initials of my name. So I'm just going to search for CYD. And you'll notice 3 contacts come up and only one of them has the name Cydne. So what's really nice is it's actually reading from your email, your phone number when you're typing that. So if you know, okay, I know their email starts with whatever, anybody that falls under that is going to come up as an option. So I'm going to go into myself and you'll see if we look at my name right here, it says last contacted 6 minutes ago. That's because I made that phone call to myself and I added that as that activity. So I searched for myself under contacts. I'm just going to click on my name right here. That's going to take me into the actual contact record. So let's do like a little bit of a tour here. So I've got my name up here. I'm a lead. When did I last contact them? 7 minutes ago, because I made that phone call. I've got the buttons up here, which actually allow me to do things. So the first one allows me to make a phone call, which again, I'm going to make that phone call, hit that again, make that phone call again. It's calling. As soon as I hit hang up, it asks me, do I want to add that activity? So always going to prompt you for that. We're going to say no. I can also send a text message. So if I click on the text, again, same thing, it's going to pull up my phone number. It allows me to text directly through here. And then I know there was a question about email. I can also email. If I click on that, it's going to take you into your native, whatever you use for email on your phone. So if you use Gmail natively, it's going to take you to that. If you use your Apple Mail natively, it's going to take you to that. And then you can email directly from there. The other thing that you can do that's really nice in here is these 3 little dots always are going to have really nice functionality behind them. So if I click on those 3 little dots, I can save this contact to my phone. So sometimes we see that maybe you have this contact in command and you don't have them in your phone. It might be a new lead that you're working with and you want to make sure that when they're calling, you know who it is. So by you just clicking on those 3 dots, the first option is save contact to phone, which if you already have them as a contact in your phone, it takes you into where you can edit the contact record. If you don't have them in your phone, it's going to allow you to create a new contact, which is really nice on the fly, and then share my KW app link. So we don't have to go into the consumer app anymore, go in directly through that, share the link. We can do that if we want to directly through here, which is really, really nice. Excuse me. I do have the ability under here to mark as a lead. I also have the ability to add or remove tags here. Now about tags, I would recommend that you create a new custom tag through command on your desktop. And you might want to name it cleanup, or you might want to name it needs more information, whatever it might be. Here's why. If I'm using this as my true CRM and I go to a holiday party this week and I run into somebody that I just met and I want to make sure that I get their contact information, I can come in and add them to command through the app as a new contact. However, I don't know that I'm going to take the time at some sort of cocktail party to say, and when's your birthday? And where do you live, right? I'm probably just going to get very, very generic, what's your name and what's your phone number, and maybe your email. And I want to make sure that I go back at a later date and I find out when their birthday is and I add that, and I find out where they live and I had their home address. So create that tag, because I can come in here and filter by tags. And again, when you have that downtime, I could filter by need more information or cleanup. And then I could go in and just add to that contact. So I'm making sure I have real, true contact data for all of my contacts that I need. So again, just a custom tag that you guys might want to use for that. At the bottom, I've got all my basic information. So again, phone number, all of these are clickable links. Something really nice here is if I have a home address, let's say that I'm going to meet them at their house for a listing presentation, they're thinking of selling their home, that'll actually take me directly to my native maps. So it'll take me directly to my maps or GPS, whatever it is around that home address. So just really, really nice little functionality there. At the bottom of the page, this is something that's huge. I have the ability, if I click on the plus sign, to add an activity, add a note, add a task. I can also add them to a smart plan. So let's say that, again, I'm hosting an open house. I had 6 leads that came in. I got contact information from the open house and I want to immediately add them to a smart plan. I can do that by just clicking on add to smart plan. Any smart plan that I currently have in my library, I'll be able to go in and add them directly to that right through here. So really, really nice on the go functionality there. I have to have the smart plan in my library to be able to do that. So I recommend maybe getting with your market center tech trainer and asking them, what are like the 3 to 5 smart plans that I might want to make sure that I have in my library, so that when I'm on the go and working, I can make sure that I can easily do that. So I'm going to go back into all of my contacts. To do that, I'm just going to click on the arrow right up here at the top. And then I do have the ability over here to filter as well. So let me just get out of here and look at all of my contacts. I could click on the filter right up here. That allows me to sort however I'd like. I can also look at last contacted, recently active, and I can also sort by custom tags. So I can go in and do that. So just some really nice functionality there as well. Final little page that we'll look at are your tasks, which is really what we saw on the home screen there, on that dashboard where we've got due today, due later, or past due. This is just another way to get into those tasks. Now I can come in, I can see tasks to do today, what's been completed, so I can take a look at that. I can also see what's expired, and then anything that I've archived. And then I can change the due day. So what was due yesterday that maybe I didn't get to, what was due the last 7 days, if anything. So I can come in and just really take a look at anything that I need to at any time, all the time. These will be all of your contact tasks that you'll be able to see here. And then at the top, you'll notice we do have opportunities. If you've given a due date to an opportunity checklist item, which we talked about that, I believe last week we talked about that, those will show up here as well. So if I have an opportunity, either a buyer or a seller, if I have an opportunity checklist that's associated with the stage that it's in, and I go in and say, this needs to be done by this day, this needs to be done by this day, I can also see all of that in here. And then same sort of functionality. I have the ability to reschedule, view the contact associated with that, mark it as complete, or delete that task entirely. So just some really, really nice functionality around tasks as well. Final thing that I just want to show you guys is when we're in the app, it's very, very intuitive and honestly very, very easy to use. However, if you have specific questions or something just seems like maybe it isn't working correctly for you, if you click on these 3 little lines right down here, you've got a couple options. One will take you to your profile, which is just your marketing profile. The other one will take you to command training, which will actually take you directly to the homepage for everything about the command app. It's the same link that I dropped in chat previously, but we've just got this where you don't have to then go into answers and search or look around for anything. It'll take you to it. If I have questions and I'm like, I don't really understand how I can view and manage the notifications, I can click directly on any link and then it'll take me directly into that. We've got really nice screenshots that'll tell you everything and how you can kind of make that and manage that workflow to make sure that it all makes sense to you. So again, this is just going to open up in your native browser. So it took me directly into Safari for myself. So I've got Command up here at the top left that I can just click on, and it takes me right back into the Command app where I was for that. You'll also be able to see as we start to get new versions of the app. Down here at the bottom, you'll see this is version 1.0.1, which was updated Monday, December 6th. Notifications are the biggest updates that we're seeing coming now, with just additional notifications coming out. And then probably after the new year, we'll have larger updates where we'll continue to add additional applets, and you'll be able to use everything through here as well. So I'm going to stop for just a second just to check chat and see, does anybody have any questions on anything we discussed around the app? So what I'd love to hear from you guys, and if you don't mind just dropping your answer in chat, it's just really helpful for me to hear from you. What's the one thing you're going to start with first in the app? So based off of now that you've kind of gotten this just high level overview of the app and how you can use it, what's the first thing? Just drop that in chat, because then I think everybody can kind of take a look at that and think, okay, that makes sense. Maybe that's what I'm going to work with first. So what's the first thing that you're going to dive into using the app? Okay, so tasks, Sheila, setting those up, maybe getting that a little bit. Contacts. Ooh, Sharon, birthdays. I love that. Yeah, birthdays was one of my big ones, Sharon. And I just think it's nice, like right now, sometimes we have to go to Facebook to see when people's birthdays are. And then you see that it's like your ex-boyfriend's birthday and you don't want to see that, right? So we can keep it all nice in here and we can see it all there. Tasks, contacts. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I would tell you guys, like, if you could set maybe a little Command app New Year's resolution and just use the app for like 5 minutes a day. Because I think the more that you use it, the more that, number one, you get comfortable with it, which is what we want. But also sometimes it's like you forget that there's even an app. And so you think, oh, I've got to go and log in. But there's so much that you can do really on the go safely, not while you're driving, but really on the go where you can manage this. So I think, yeah, you guys, adding task activity for a contact is huge one. I think that's something that we really needed, and I love that. And then just being able to have that is really, really good. All right, you guys. Well, that is it. That's the last day of the 12 days of Command. Thank you. Has anybody been here all 12 days? Did anybody attend all of them? No, I did. So as a reminder, all of these will be on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and watch these later, we'll continue to have some regional workshops in the new year. So be on the lookout for those. And thank you guys so much for being here. I hope this was valuable information this day and every other day that we could kind of, you missed one day. Okay, you're the winner then. You're the winner. If you came to 11, I don't know that anybody can beat that. So you're the winner for that. So thank you guys. I hope you all have a awesome, fantastic holiday season. Take a little bit of time away from work if you can. Enjoy this time with your family and friends. And we're just also thankful to work with you at Keller Williams. So you guys have a great holiday. Thank you guys so much.